Try to make a disgusted face. Go ahead. You probably lowered your brow, maybe curled your lip. But did you activate the levator labii superioris alaeque nasi? This muscle, with a name longer than its function, is simple, runs from the side of your nose to your upper lip. When it contracts authentically, it produces two distinct actions simultaneously, the raising of the upper lip and the wrinkling of the nose. This isn't two separate movements, it's a single, unified expression package, a signature of genuine revulsion. Unlike the muscles around your mouth used for a fake smile, this one is remarkably resistant to conscious command. Why is it so difficult? Most of our expressive facial muscles are wired directly to our motor cortex, the brain's command center for voluntary movement. You decide to smile, and the signal is sent. But the core components of disgust seem to answer to a different master. The specific, crinkling flare of the nostrils is a byproduct of the lip-raising action, a subtle complexity that conscious effort often gets wrong. People attempting to fake it will often flare their nostrils as a separate action, or they'll raise their lip without the signature nose wrinkle. It's an all-or-nothing signal, a binary output from a deep, ancient part of the brain. You can't just half-activate the genuine disgust response. That ancient part of the brain has a name: the insular cortex, or simply the insula. Tucked away in the fold between the temporal and frontal lobes, the insula acts as the brain's primary hub for disgust. When you taste spoiled milk or witness a morally repugnant act, this is the region that lights up. It doesn't just process the feeling, it seems to be the very seat of it. And critically, it has a more direct, primitive connection to the facial muscles of revulsion than your conscious mind does. Your motor cortex can ask the muscles to move, but the insula holds the veto power for an authentic performance. This system wasn't designed for acting, it was designed for survival. Disgust is one of our most fundamental, primitive emotions, an evolutionary mechanism to prevent poisoning and contamination. It's the "get this out of me" reflex. The nose wrinkle partially closes the nostrils, reducing inhalation of potential pathogens. The gaping mouth and raised lip prepare the body to expel whatever contaminant was just ingested. For this system to be effective, it couldn't be optional. It had to be automatic, reflexive, and honest. A creature that had to decide to be disgusted by the smell of decay wouldn't last very long. The expression is an honest, involuntary warning label for others in your tribe. Do not eat this. Psychologists call this the behavioral immune system. Long before your white blood cells have to fight an infection, your behavior is the first line of defense. The emotion of disgust is the central command of this system. It motivates you to wash your hands, to avoid sick individuals, and to feel revulsion towards sources of contamination like feces or rotting flesh. Making this response voluntary would be like making your biological immune system voluntary. Imagine having to consciously tell your T cells to attack a virus. The automatic, hard-to-fake nature of disgust is a feature, not a bug. It ensures the system is always on. Because the expression is so honest, we've become incredibly sensitive detectors of its forgery. When researchers like Paul Ekman studied micro-expressions, they found that faked disgust is full of leaks. An actor might get the lip curl right, but the nose wrinkle is absent, or, more tellingly, it's asymmetrical. The timing is also off. A genuine disgust expression peaks and fades rapidly, a reflexive burst. A fabricated one often lingers too long or builds too slowly as the actor consciously tries to hold the pose. Our brains, which have spent millennia reading these signals for survival cues, notice these tiny imperfections even if we can't consciously point them out. It just feels wrong. This concept has a famous parallel, the Duchenne smile. A genuine smile of happiness doesn't just involve turning up the corners of your mouth. It also involves the involuntary contraction of the orbicularis oculi, the muscles that cause crow's feet around your eyes. You can't fake that eye crinkle on command. In the same way, we can think of true revulsion as Duchenne disgust. The voluntary part is the mouth, the part we use for speech and controlled expression. But the involuntary, honest signal comes from the muscles we have less direct control over, the eyes in a smile and the nose in disgust. The absence of that key involuntary component is what separates a polite grimace from pure joy and a theatrical sneer from visceral revulsion. What's truly strange is how this ancient pathogen avoidance system has been co-opted for modern, abstract concepts. Think about your reaction to an act of profound injustice, a political betrayal, or a violation of social norms. The words we use are telling. We call it disgusting. And remarkably, when we experience this moral disgust, our brains often activate the very same region, the insula, and we often display the exact same facial expression. The nose wrinkle and upper lip raise, once used to reject rotten food, are now used to reject rotten ideas. It suggests that our brains map abstract social violations onto the same primitive template used for physical contamination. Your face is revealing that, to your brain, a bad idea can be just as toxic as a bad piece of fruit.
Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.